fake doctor's Coney Island incubator sideshow that saved thousands of preemie babies. It was an inconceivable situation that faced mothers with a shocking and heart-wrenching choice. Two women gave birth in July 1937 to premature sets of twins in a New York hospital, all four babies so small that their chances of survival were slim. Neonatal medicine was still relatively primitive in America, and the hospital had only one incubator, which was already in use for another child. The doctor gave both mothers an option. They could send their babies to the amusement park at Coney Island, of all places, where a doctor was exhibiting preemies in incubators, a stone's throw from freak shows and all manner of curiosities as people paid 25 cents to see the tiny humans. While the babies convalesced under the watchful eye of nurses, leopards and elephants paraded nearby, aquarium shows drew spectators and strippers gyrated for paying customers. One new mother, horrified, refused to exhibit her newborns in such a carnival atmosphere. The other, desperate, immediately agreed, grabbing at any shred of hope that someone could save her 2.5-pound daughter and her 3-pound son. And that's exactly what happened. Norma Johnson and her twin brother, George, survived in Coney Island and went on to live long and full lives, welcoming 9 children and 13 grandchildren between them. The Coney Island showman, a European who called himself Dr. Martin Couney, had saved their lives, along with his customized incubators and dedicated team. The other preemie twins, the boys kept in the hospital, both died. Author Don Raphael, who spent years researching Couney and the strange case of his live infant sideshow, which exhibited at World's Fairs and other events around the country, still sounds incredulous as she recounts the story. She spoke with Norma during the course of her research, when the woman and her twin were 78 years old. This was a man who was saving premature babies by placing them in an incubator sideshows on the boardwalk and at World's Fairs, Raphael tells DailyMail.com. And he saved thousands and thousands of babies by doing that. I mean, really, he was the rightful father of American neonatology, highly unconventional, but he was the first person to do it here. She first came across the infant incubator show and the name Couney more than 10 years ago, when she was doing research about the Century of Progress at the 1934 World's Fair in Chicago. She was taken aback by such a weird thing, exhibiting premature babies for paying spectators. Then, in 2014, she happened to be at the Coney Island Museum, and caught sight of a mention of the same astounding show, led by Couney and his team in Brooklyn for 40 years. I really wanted to bring this story to light, says Raphael, who chronicles the history in her new book The Strange Case of Dr. Couney, How a Mysterious European Showman Saved Thousands of American Babies. It wasn't easy, though, because it soon became apparent that nearly everything about Dr. Martin Couney had been fabricated by the mysterious showman himself. Couney, it turned out, had been born Michael Cohn in the mid-19th century in Krtyszyn, Poland. He emigrated to the United States in 1888, where he reinvented his identity. His name became Coney, then Couney with an accent which he would later drop, and he claimed to have studied medicine in Leipzig and Berlin as well as doing graduate work in Paris under Pierre Boutin, the father of European neonatal medicine. These were credentials he would trot out time and time again in press interviews as he began building a reputation around America for his ability to save babies so small that their lives were considered unviable by many within the medical community at the time. It's unclear when and how he became interested in incubator technology, and at one point he listed his occupation as surgical instruments in the U.S. He did, however, turn out to have a knack for saving babies with meticulously kept incubators and a forward-thinking approach to preemie care. Apparently he came from a family that had many prominent doctors in it, so somehow or other, that was in his makeup, in his background, Raphael says. And I think that once he got into this, and I don't even know what prompted him, but I think he really saw he had the ability to save these children and no one else would do it. And the principles that were